The next item is Summer Programs Report. Chief Academic Officer Dr. Stacy Dattery returns. She's the Executive Director of Student Support Services, along with Director of Student Support Services, Kathy Van Soest.
Thank you, President DeWitt, Interim Superintendent Eads, and members of the school board. Tonight, Kathy Van Soest and I will bring to you a 2014 Summer School Report. We have been running these programs for over the past 4 years and beyond, and a few more, but especially so in the last 4 years with the programs that we will share with you tonight. And in that time, we've actually seen a great deal of success. The overall goal for our younger students in these programs is to support them academically so that they do not experience what is commonly referred to as a summer slide, and from one school year to the next. And at high school, this summer experience provides many of our students the opportunity to gain credits or to accelerate and or recover credits over the summer months. And so on this chart, you can actually see the various programs that we offered this summer, the locations of those programs, the dates in which they were offered, and the times. You can see actually the amount of time varies minimally from one program to the next, but it just depends on the resources and the different funding sources and the purpose as to the different programs and where those are held. As mentioned briefly already, Achieve Summer Academy provides our high school students the opportunity to accelerate in their coursework or recover credit, and also to gain English language skills for students who are new to the English language and wish to continue to accelerate this skill in order to further their high school experience.
Other summer programs were funded by grants. A highly research-based practice is to provide extra time for some students. 2 summer programs provided this intervention for our students. 8 schools provided the Summit or Title programs in June, and 3 schools in the month of July. Achieve Summer Academy provided opportunities for students to accelerate or to make up credits. 49 students enrolled in our acceleration courses. 223 students enrolled in credit recovery, and 15 enrolled in English language development courses that would help them over the summer to maintain their English status. The numbers for the Summit programs in June served 571 students. Numbers for the Jumpstart program that was in July supported 521 students. And once again, these programs were completely grant funded, either out of Title I or the 21st Century Grant.
This chart reflects the different courses that were made available to students this past summer. In the accelerated courses, you can see that we provided math coursework in geometry, algebra, and algebra 2. Credit recovery, we ran all 3 of those math programs, those math courses rather, as well as U.S. history, which is a requirement for students to graduate high school, as is government. And we offered English 9 and 10, biology, and earth science. And then, as mentioned already, we did provide the English language development classes, which provide mainly to our newcomer students to support them in their English proficiency skills.
Literacy, math, and STEM were the academic focus of all Summit programs and Title summer programs as well. These courses were linked to their regular curriculum during the regular school year so that students could make progress in the areas of need that they might have. Transportation was provided for Achieve and Summit programs to ensure student attendance. Breakfast and lunch were also provided to our students. And the outcome is success for our students in as far as attendance and nutritional value were concerned. So that gives you an understanding of what happened this summer and what we were able to do to support students. Would you have any questions for us?
I think you're just taking Mr. Heafley first.
Can you tell me what type of empirical data do we use to determine there's no slide when they come back to school?
We do a pre and post assessment on our summit students that we report to the state, as well as Title I. So depending on the age of the students, we use and measurements of either reading or math. We're using district assessments at the end of the year and then look at it at the beginning of the year in order to ensure that we don't have a slide back for those students that attended.
And on the average, what's the slide for students who don't attend? We think it's 6 to 8 weeks, and how do we know with these folks?
You know, we have past research on that, but we don't have district research on that area. So I guess that would be some good research to look at. You know, looking at the Dibbles data, for example, for elementary, we could look at where they ended the year and where they began the next year and look at that. We'd be glad to give you that information.
Thank you.
Dr. Richard.
I'm wondering if you'd have a sense of this, and perhaps not, but how are we doing when it comes to the capacity? Are we reaching those kids that could most benefit from this in these numbers, or are we still below the mark in how many places we would need to provide to be able to do that?
I believe that we are in need of even more summer programs. We try to do a teacher-student ratio in the summer, far fewer. So teachers to students is about 10 to 15. And given that, we know that we can help and support the students, but we could use a lot more. But some part of it is being able to hire the staff too. Some, you know, you want to provide that continuous support over the summer, but staff also need a break. And the most meaningful staff in the summer programs to support the intervention work are their teachers from that school. Well, they need a break, and we try to support that as well. So yes, we probably have more need for our students, but it's a matter of figuring that out and trying to provide that.
Thanks.
See no other questions or comments? Just carry our thanks with you for this information. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kathy.
The next item, Dr. Dattery, being joined by Amy Tuttle, Assistant Director of Learning Services, gathering some information about the Advanced Placements Report.
Thank you again, President DeWitt and members of the school board. As you mentioned, we would like to share with you a brief overview of our district's advanced placement programs. Every year we do evaluate our programs. We evaluate the number of students enrolled, as well as how our students are in taking those assessments, and bring to you any updates and the changes from the College Board. And so we will share with you in tonight's presentation all of those different facets and illustrate our continued commitment to provide access of these AP courses so that we can continue to increase our number of students who are in those courses. As you mentioned, Miss Amy Tuttle is our Assistant Director of Learning Services, and she oversees our AP program and is presenting with me this evening. So deciding to enroll in an AP course requires a great deal of dedication and hard work on the part of student and teacher. This commitment does not come without its rewards. Numerous studies have shown us that students who enroll in AP classes experience benefits that their peers do not. Typically, AP students achieve at higher levels in both their high school courses as well as in their college classes. AP students also tend to earn a higher GPA throughout their high school and college, ongoing into college as well. These benefits combine to build on quicker completion rates, making it more likely for AP students to graduate from college in 4 or 5 years. With qualifying exam scores, students can receive college credit, advanced placement into college coursework, or in some cases, both. All of these benefits can add up to a savings, with students achieving degrees in fewer semester hours, which, as we know, adds up to a savings in the pocket, for the pocketbook. Additionally, underserved students who complete an AP exam using a College Board issued a fee waiver have higher attendance rates at four-year colleges and greater retention rates, as well as higher first-year grade point averages than their non-AP counterparts. This graph illustrates our enrollment over the past several years. And you can see that in our District 6 high schools, we have made a concerted effort to enroll more students in AP courses, knowing that students will benefit from taking these courses in their high school years as well as in their post-secondary involvement, as I just shared with you. In the 2008-2009 school year, there were 608 students taking 1,033 AP classes. As you can see in this chart, there has actually been a steady increase with a significant increase this past year, mostly at Northridge as well as Greeley Central, as they both received additional support this past year through the Legacy Grant. This semester, we have had our highest AP enrollment numbers with a total of 1,057 students participating in 1,679 AP courses. Now, some of those students are taking multiple AP courses within the same year, which would account for the higher number of courses over the number of students. So you can see the commitment, again, that these students are making along with their teachers. Here, I'll do this. Yeah.
When we're looking at this next slide, we're really giving you an overview of the AP demographics. And with the culture of access for all students, the demographics of our AP programs closely matches those of our student body population. Within the population of the 1,057 students enrolled in AP courses this year, 66% qualify for free and reduced lunch, 57% of the students are Hispanic, 37% are white, and 5 are other ethnic groups. The gender grouping of our students is fairly balanced, with our female population totaling 57% and our male population totaling 43%. Greeley Central currently has the largest AP program in the district with 474 students and 16 teachers. Greeley West's program includes 319 students and 15 teachers. And Northridge's program has grown to 264 students and 11 teachers. Currently, our district offers 23 of the 30 College Board approved AP courses. These courses provide a wide range of rigorous learning opportunities. Included in these offerings are traditional courses like biology, calculus, English language and composition, and United States history, as well as courses like environmental science, art history, and music theory. As you can see, our offerings cover a wide spectrum of interests and experiences. The AP courses are expected to meet high standards and expectations established by College Board. Each year, highly qualified teachers design courses around approved curriculum and are expected to submit their class syllabi to be reviewed by College Board auditors. These quality checks ensure that the courses meet the same clearly defined criteria throughout the nation, and they guarantee that students experience a learning environment parallel to college-level courses to prepare them for post-high school experiences. Additionally, teachers continue to develop their skills in content knowledge, pedagogy, and student learning through ongoing professional development. We also have a college legacy grant, and we have this offered, as we mentioned, at Greeley Central and Northridge High Schools. The Legacy Schools Initiative works to change schools' culture around AP Math, Science, and English courses by helping schools recruit and support students who might not typically enroll in our AP courses. The Legacy Grant was implemented fully during the 2012-2013 academic school year. 2 of our 3 comprehensive high schools, Northridge and Greeley Central, received the grant and use it to support in the following areas. The first area is culture shifting strategies. So All Legacy School Initiative works with the school administrators and counselors to build a school culture that embraces AP participation and success for all students, helping schools to develop open enrollment policies and strategies for recruiting students who show potential for AP success, but who may not otherwise enroll without encouragement. We also look at this having both students and teachers who receive incentives through this program for every qualifying score achieved on AP Math, Science, or English exams. AP teachers are also offered over 40 hours of training in addition to instructional support in their AP subject areas with this grant. Students are also offered additional month of instructional time per AP subject through Saturday study sessions. Legacy schools, content specialists in math, science, and English provide AP teachers with personalized and ongoing instructional support and guidance. Schools receive up to $10,000 in annual funding to purchase technology and equipment for their AP classrooms so that they can keep instruction current and relevant. Okay, I'm on a roll. She's coughing, so I'll keep going. Okay, the AP program highlights. AP teachers in our schools have worked tirelessly to build strong programs that provide our students with the skills necessary to find success after high school. In addition to individual exam scores, the College Board also gives special awards for high levels of performance. We have the award level of AP Scholar, which is granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. We have the AP Scholar with Honor, that's granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken, and scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. There's also an AP Scholar with Distinction, granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken, and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. And then there's a National AP Scholar, granted to students in the United States who receive an average score of at least 4 on all AP exams taken, and scores of 4 or higher on 8 or more of these exams. This year, all 3 comprehensive high schools boasted scholars at all award levels, including a National AP Scholar from each school. There are a few changes in the AP courses for the coming school year as determined by the College Board. The restructuring of AP Physics and a realignment of U.S. History will affect the programs in our district for the 2014-2015 school year. The largest of the changes is the restructure of AP Physics. The previous Physics B course has been split into 2 year-long courses with an option to test at the end of each course. The goal of the realignment is to emphasize scientific inquiry reasoning, ensure ongoing alignment with parallel college courses, and support teachers' efforts to foster students' deep understanding of science. Both courses will be algebra-based courses. AP Physics 1 will be focused on Newton's laws of motion, and AP Physics 2 will focus on fluid statics and dynamics. The emphasis of this class will be more on topics of modern physics. This restructure required a shift in scheduling, teacher course load, and the need to update materials. These expenses are district incurred. The second change is a realignment of U.S. history. The purpose of this action is to maintain the alignment of knowledge and skills that are taught in introductory college-level courses. The design of the realignment is to provide flexibility for teachers to focus on specific historical concepts, events, and issues in depth. Teachers will design their courses to allow for historical investigation, supported by contextual evidence. Curriculum materials will need to be assessed and updated to meet this realignment. Rather than focusing on specific content, the new framework focuses on major periods of history and is based on 7 different themes. The hope is that students will be able to demonstrate greater historical thinking and understandings of how large factors have influenced history over time. The 7 themes include identity, work exchange and technology, peopling, politics and power, America and the world, environment and geography, physical and human, and ideas, beliefs, and culture. The members of the College Board who worked on this new framework are hopeful that it will allow teachers to lead their students into deeper levels of historical thinking. This change supports the goals of the Colorado Academic Standards to develop students who are able to develop critical thinking skills and apply them to all content areas.
Well, thank you.